Anyone tries to hurt my friends is gonna pay!
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and in this installment of Versus, we're pitting Goku against Superman. Each combatant is a mighty alien hero who made their home on Earth, but only one can emerge victorious from this matchup. If you aren't caught up with all of Dragon Ball up to Super, beware of spoilers ahead. Would you rather have Goku or Superman's powers? Fly up, and away to the comments and let us know. Round 1. Intelligence. We're going to be pretty blunt when it comes to Goku. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
What comes after a trillion? It's 2 trillion, right?
After surviving a massive head injury as a child, Goku spent most of his formative years in the woods with only his adopted grandfather for company. Since he never went to school or learned much about the world, he was incredibly naive and even thought marriage was a type of food.
What about the wedding? I'll be back. I'll try some of that next time.
What Goku lacks in book smarts, he makes up for in battle intelligence. He's pretty good at improvising and countering his opponents at a moment's notice. Although Goku has still made pretty big strategic blunders in fights, his cunning battle strategies often help him get ahead.
Eat it! Okay, it's official! You've completely lost it! Look, Cell's kind of worn out right now.
John and Martha Kent certainly didn't raise a fool.
Chester, I thought you were supposed to be the sharp one. Boys?
While his actual intelligence varies on the adaptation, Clark Kent almost always gets a full education. In some incarnations, his powers and natural brain power allow him to perfectly recall small details. And no matter what his exact IQ score is, Superman's almost always sharp enough to earn a job as a reporter. Clark Kent's intellect isn't always bulletproof. He has occasionally been outsmarted in fights by weaker opponents that have smart plans. Additionally, Superman's trusting nature has allowed allies like Batman to get one over on him. Despite his missteps, the fact that he regularly matches wits with the genius Lex Luthor and walks away proves that the Man of Steel is pretty sharp.
I'll take you in without breaking you, which is more than you deserve.
Both heroes can be clever when the occasion calls for it, but Clark's book smarts and often super intellect consistently give him the edge over Goku. Winner, Superman. Goku 0, Superman 1. Round 2. Fighting skills. There are few things Goku loves more than fighting. Ever since he was a kid, he's been fascinated with becoming stronger by pitting himself against increasingly challenging opponents. Goku's quest has driven him to hone his fighting instincts to an ultra degree. He's gotten so good that his body can sometimes react to an opponent's move before his conscious mind does. Whenever Goku goes up against an opponent who is physically stronger or has deadlier skills, he absolutely refuses to give up. Admittedly, his persistence doesn't always pay off. Goku also did need extra help to defeat opponents like Jiren. While he might not always get the win, the scrappy Saiyan is almost always ready and willing for a fight.
Didn't mean to leave you like that, but I got this.
How the hell are you still standing?
The Man of Steel is no slouch when it comes to fighting. In a lot of scenarios, he only needs to rely on his overwhelming strength to stop opponents. However, some incarnations of the Man of Steel have trained extensively in various martial arts styles from both Earth and Krypton. This makes it so that Superman doesn't have to rely solely on his muscles to win.
Fight's over, son.
Although the hero's a pretty decent combatant, he often prefers to avoid fighting when he can help it. That lack of a truly killer instinct for battle can also lead him to pull his punches. but whenever Superman cuts loose in a fight, an opponent should be extremely scared. While Superman is definitely solid in a scrap, he often prefers not to start one in the first place. Goku's lifelong love for the martial arts and willingness to face off against opponents simply makes him the more refined and experienced fighter. Winner, Goku. Goku won, Superman won. Round 3. Weaknesses. When Goku was young, enemies could weaken him by grabbing his tail.
Sorry, Goku, but let's face it, your tail is your only weakness.
His weakness.
Looks like I win!
However, he was able to train his body to overcome that flaw before agreeing to get rid of it.
Goku, what happened to your tail?
Huh? Oh, that? I got rid of it.
Goku's extensive training and incredibly resilient body make it difficult for enemies to harm him during regular combat. However, he can become extremely vulnerable to normal attacks when he's convinced a fight is over and he lets his guard down. Goku also doesn't do well in fights whenever he's hungry. But when this Saiyan has a full stomach and is paying attention, he's tough to beat. Goku's opponents usually just have to hope they're actually strong enough to inflict damage. The Blue Boy Scout is practically as synonymous with the famous weakness as Achilles is. Exposure to fragments of his home world, or kryptonite, is Superman's, well, kryptonite.
Don't touch that. I told you.
There are several varieties of the mineral that each affect him in a different way. However, each kind of kryptonite usually has a negative effect on him. Additionally, Superman will gradually or entirely lose his powers if he's exposed to red sunlight.
Impossible.
These lamps were provided by a mutual friend of ours from America, who specializes in the impossible.
The Man of Steel is also infamous for being vulnerable to magic. Luckily, Superman is powerful enough to either resist or completely overcome his myriad of weaknesses. But he still has to be ready for an opponent who knows one or more of his easily exploitable flaws.
Oh, what's the matter? Don't you want it? Here!
Superman has certainly learned how to compensate for his drawbacks. However, the fact that he has so many more weaknesses than Goku allowed the Saiyan to endure and take this round. Winner, Goku. Goku 2, Superman 1. Round 4, Raw Power. Goku is pretty powerful in his base form. He can fly, shoot energy blasts from his body, and pull off incredible feats of strength. But he also has many forms that can increase his strength. When Goku went Super Saiyan, he easily overpowered the evil Frieza. For context, that antagonist could destroy a planet with a single blast from his finger. As impressive as that feat is, Super Saiyan isn't even Goku's final form. When he fought the powerful Beerus as a Super Saiyan god, the shockwaves from their punches could have destroyed the universe. Although there's a few fighters in his universe that rival his strength, that fact doesn't discount that Goku is a planetary threat. This Saiyan's strength is way over 9,000!
For me, there's a better path to power. It's not love. It's fury!
Trying to calculate Superman's power is a daunting task. Some of his feats are so ridiculously mind-boggling that it's difficult to even put it into actual measurements.
It seems impossible.
But it isn't. You're lifting 200 quintillion tons. Even allowing for the 1/6 normal gravity here on my moon base, that's 3 times your record.
I feel like I could do more.
Over the years, Superman has destroyed a sun, moved several planets, and contained a black hole in his hands. Additionally, there are some universes where Superman's punches were strong enough to break reality. And that's just what he can do with his strength. Superman's abilities like laser vision and frost breath are also pretty formidable enough on their own. Although the Man of Steel's pure power does vary on the adaptation, he's usually one of the most powerful beings in his given universe. Even the weakest Superman is a potentially planet-breaking threat. There is no question that Goku is pretty formidable. However, Superman almost always breaks power scales with his ridiculous feats of strength. The sheer amount of absurd things the Man of Steel has done with his natural abilities allows him to soar in this round. Winner, Superman. Goku 2, Superman 2.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Round 5. Potential. Just when it seems like Goku can't get more powerful, he finds a way. It helps that his Saiyan biology allows him to stay in his fighting prime much longer than most. He also gets a permanent boost in strength every time he recovers from a near-death experience.
While so many others grow weaker during battle, we Saiyans become stronger.
Additionally, the Saiyan has consciously improved his fighting style and taught himself new abilities like teleportation. Since he has a history of copying moves and making them his own, he can add new skills to his arsenal. Goku can also greatly multiply his power with the Kaioken technique. And we'd be here all day if we covered his constantly growing list of new forms. As long as Goku can still fight, he'll never stop improving.
This doesn't look good.
Clark typically just picks up new powers automatically as he ages. By the time he's in his 30s, he can use X-ray vision, has enhanced senses, and can fly around the Earth and in space. Although he doesn't get into the habit of gaining tons of new powers as an adult, the Man of Steel frequently breaks his own incredible limits. Superman's climactic win against the rapidly adapting and powerful Doomsday in multiple universes is just one example of him surpassing his own abilities. Thanks to his biology, Clark can also return from the brink of death and live a much longer life than most beings. There's no telling how long Superman can be around to flex his strength. Both heroes have nearly boundless potential to become stronger. However, it's harder to tell when Superman has actually improved. Goku constantly reminds us that he's growing by adding new forms, techniques, and greater feats of strength to his resume. It's easier to see that his limits don't exist. Winner, Goku. Goku 3, Superman 2. The Saiyan just barely manages to knock out Superman with a close score of 3-2.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.